Hey guys,
Hello.
how you doing today?
Good. How you feel?
I'm good. All right, I'm right almost to the to the Bold site. I just had some morning coffee with one of our Henry Quintero, who is the assistant team leader in North Atlanta. And we were just catching up a little bit. Apologize for being a minute or two late. How's everyone doing? Any good news to share?
The Braves won.
Yeah, I know. Maybe that's why there's not that many people on the call today. Ryan, I think it's because you were wearing the jersey yesterday.
It was it. That was it. I channeled it all day.
Yeah. Did you go down to the stadium and cheer everyone on?
No, but I heard someone who did on Sunday, and it was a $430 Uber to get home.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, oh boy.
Yeah, didn't Susan Corley say that, like, or whoever yesterday?
Oh, that's what it was.
I thought that was insane.
All right. Okay, let's do a little role play, guys. I know we have a hard stop today, right before 9 because of Bold. I posted a message or a question yesterday about role play, and the two people that I was hoping would role play are actually on the call. So
Yeah, sorry, Bella. It was a rough night last night.
yeah, no, you can have reasons or results though. Did you catch that? That's a Bold ball.
Oh,
Are you
I
there?
did.
Okay. So who wants to do some role play today? I'm usually the one that role plays both sides of the call. So who wants to do some practice today?
Yeah, I'll participate. I don't mind. I'm in the car, but
Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. So Melissa, why don't you come up with what you want to role play, and if somebody else wants to play the other role, or I could play a role, whatever you want. Whatever you want. What's the subject you want to review today?
I feel like we've been on like seller pre-quals and like seller scripts, so maybe a seller, like a lead. I don't know, some kind of seller
Okay.
pre-qual.
Are you in a position where you have the list in front of you, or you've already memorized it? Are you prepared to run the questions?
I'd be prepared in maybe like a minute. I have my book with me.
Okay, perfect. I'll give you your minute. Let's anyone have any oh, I know what I can talk about for 1 minute. Next week we are having I've got confirmation on one day, which is next Wednesday. We are going to do a session on building your business on a budget. So I just want to give everyone a heads up on that. Next Monday, 8:30, will be a session on running your business or building your business on a budget. And I'm finalizing the exact day.
Wait, you said Monday and you said Wednesday. So which?
Oh, Wednesday. Sorry.
Okay. What, you know Wednesday what time?
8:30, the morning huddle.
Oh, the morning meeting. Okay.
Yeah. So the topic on Wednesday is going to be running a business or building your business on a budget. I also got a message from Andrew yesterday, Andrew with Piedmont Closing Company, and he is going to join us one day next week as well and go over some details about a couple of new services that he's going to offer. So I got a request for you guys. The first is, if there is anything that you are finding yourself doing that you don't particularly like to do, then send it to me and let me check with him to see if he will include that in his package or create a package that includes it, or an a la carte something or another. So one of the he's added two new offerings, if you will. One is organizing showings, right? So for example, I don't know if you guys have ever gotten the email that's like, here are the 8 properties that I'd like to look at this weekend. And one of them is on Zillow, one of them is on some, Coldwell Banker website. 2 of them have FMLS numbers. One of them has a Georgia MLS number. One of them is like a random sign they found. And it takes literally an hour just to get the real list with FMLS numbers and stuff, right? Not to mention mapping it all out and trying to figure out which home you're going to go see first and which home you're going to go see next. And then something gets canceled and you got to rearrange everything. It's just a huge time suck. So he has added that to his offering package to basically organize the showing days. Again, this is all optional, but if you find yourself, for number one, not enjoying that segment of the job, or you find yourself not having the time to do it, then that might be something that you enlist his support for. The other thing, which I think is really awesome, is offer writing. Right. So he is a licensed agent, just so you don't have to stress about that. And this is not this is not a 100% handoff, right? He will write the offer, share it with you. You scan it really quickly to make sure it reads exactly the way you want it to read. And you are ultimately the one that signs it. But the clerical work of writing the offers and putting together all that paperwork, he has a package for that now. So I'm going to encourage him, and I would encourage you guys to shout out any ideas that you have for additional things, like, for example, setting up smart plans or Facebook ads or whatever. I'm not suggesting he knows how to do that or he's willing to do that, but the answer is definitely no if you don't ask, right? So what we're trying to do here is add kind of administrative services to his package so that you can offset, so that you can do different work during that time, essentially. Make sense? Like what I used to do when I had, I still work with her, Luth, my assistant. Like I would email her the list that I just described, 7 or 8 homes that are in a bunch of random places. She would, get the FMLS numbers for everything. She'd put them all on the map. She knew where my house was. She knew where the office was. She knew what other appointments I had that day and where I was going to be coming from and headed to and all that. She'd organize the showings, set all the appointments, say, okay, house number 1, don't lock the cat out. House number 2, here's the alarm code. House number 3, give a 15-minute call or whatever. She'd print that out with all of the FMLS pages in the appropriate order from the Philippines. And so all I'd have to do is go to my printer and grab the stack off the printer and get out the door, rather than spend 2 hours setting all that up. Y'all see what I'm saying? Okay. Melissa.
That is fantastic. I just have to say, that is fantastic. That planning part is half of your day that you could be talking to people and out on appointments. Yeah. Love that.
Yeah, one thing that is my promise to y'all is that there is going to be business talk every day. Okay, you've got to realize you are a business owner, and in order to really work a business, you got to think like a business owner, right? And so every day when a task comes across your plate, and I realize many of you are new, and there's not a ton of money to pay for all these things, but ultimately when a task comes across your desk, you should be asking yourself, should I be using my time to deal with this, or should I be using my money to deal with this, right? So a good example would be, hey, the grass needs to get cut. Should I use my time and pull out the mower myself, or should I pay somebody who enjoys it more than I do, right? And oftentimes, by the way, the first piece of leverage for your real estate business is actually outside of real estate, right? It might be somebody to, go grocery shopping, or, walk the dog or something like that. You see what I'm saying? All right, beautiful. Melissa, you ready? Oh, you can't do this. You're driving, you got a kid in the car and stuff. You're on mute.
Yeah, that would help the most, right? No, yeah. I've been looking over this like seller pre-qual script, so I may not be that great at it, but like
That's why we practice, right?
You took the words right out of my mouth. All right, don't look at the camera. We all know what you look like, okay?
Fair.
Promise me. Okay,
I
you want me to be the
promise.
seller?
Unless someone else wants to.
I'll be the
I can be
seller.
the seller, Bill.
Okay, Marquia is going to be the seller. Melissa, you
Okay,
have, let me set the stage, okay?
Yeah.
2 days ago, you set the appointment with Marquia. Let's say that Marquia is somebody who was referred to you. And today is the day that you're going to call to confirm the appointment. And let's just say the appointment is for tomorrow afternoon. Okay.
Okay.
So today you're calling to confirm the appointment. And at that time is when you run the list of the pre-qualification questions.
Okay, sure.
All right. So call Marquia now. Who's the seller?
Ring, ring, ring.
Hello, this is Marquia.
Hey, Marquia, this is Melissa Guy over at Keller Williams Realty Consultants. How are you today?
I'm good. Hi, Melissa. How are you? I've been expecting your call.
Yeah, I'm so thankful Bill connected us. I was actually calling to confirm our appointment for tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock. Does that still work for you?
Yes, I have you on my calendar for that time.
Amazing. I cannot wait to see you. I do have a few questions before I come out that I do need to ask you to save you time and be fully prepared. Do you have a few minutes right now to go over those?
I sure do.
Okay, perfect. So what, sorry, if what I say makes sense and you are confident and comfortable that I can sell your home, are you willing to move forward when I see you tomorrow?
I don't have any other interviews set up, so that's the plan. It was a referral, so I'm sure that you can do the job that I need done here.
Yeah, awesome. Bill and I have been working together for a long time, and I really appreciate him connecting us. That's awesome. So he told me that you are moving to Houston for your new job. When do you need to be there?
My offer letter says that I need to be there by at least, I guess, another month and a half. So I have about 45 days to make the transition.
Okay, perfect. So if we got your home sold in the next 30 days, would that be a problem?
That would be awesome.
Okay, perfect. Sorry, I'm totally forgetting where I'm going next to this. So when I see you, how much are you looking to list your home for? Have you looked at any other homes in the market in your area?
Yeah, there's a few homes that sold down the street, and I've done a couple of more upgrades to my property. I actually added a pool in the back as well. So I was thinking maybe around 630, because we're in a pretty good neighborhood, and a few of the comps sold for right at 590, 600. So I was hoping that the pool can get me a little extra push, especially with it being a seller's market, right?
Okay, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. How much do you still owe on your property?
I've been here about 15 years, so I potentially have about $200,000 left on the home.
Okay, perfect. Have you ever thought about selling it yourself?
I haven't. I considered potentially. I don't know what all goes into it. But I do see a couple of for sale by owner signs in the neighborhood. But I honestly don't know where to start if I was to sell it myself.
Sure. Yeah, I've seen a lot of those too. Unfortunately, they've been there for a while. And when you go with a realtor, it's typically on the market for only 7 days. So there is a huge difference there.
Okay, I thought it was more so like 2 or 3. Is it starting to increase the amount of days, or is that kind of a best case scenario or worst case scenario?
I would say best case right now. We were seeing an average of about, 3 to 4, maybe 5 days on market. And it's with a little bit of seasonality happening right now. We're seeing just a couple days increase. So you're looking at more about maybe 7 or 8 days average before a house goes under contract. But you do have to remember that's only if we price it, right where the market says it should be.
Okay, and when you come over tomorrow, is that something we'll go more in detail in regards to?
Yeah, absolutely. Since we're actually talking about it, can you shortly describe your home for me?
Yeah, so when you first walk in, you have the foyer, the kitchen. I've actually put quartz granite top, a range, a hood over the range. I have hardwood floors all throughout, carpet in the bedroom. As I stated, I added the pool. I have an unfinished basement, but the structure is there. I just redid the patio and stained it. So when you first walk in, you have 2 rooms there as well that I also placed floors there. And the landscaping is beautiful, and it's a nice backyard as well.
Oh, amazing. I cannot wait to see it. People are loving basements these days.
Yeah, I
If
thought
you
about
could-
finishing it. Do you think it's a good idea for me to finish the basement?
Honestly, the time and the expense it would take to finish that out, I would let a new buyer do what they want to it. I wouldn't even take that time, especially since you need to be in Houston in the next 45 days.
Okay, thank you for assuring me of that. It was kind of something that was on my mind that I was indecisive about.
Oh, sure, absolutely. That's why we're here. So since you have had some of these upgrades and you got this gorgeous new pool, how would you rate your home on a scale from 1 to 10?
I would definitely rate it about a 9, only because of the year. I'm pretty sure there's some new constructions around, but I would say that the house is about a 9. It's been taken care of throughout the years. As I stated, I've been here 15 years now.
Oh, okay. Well, I would ask you what would make it a 10, but do you only say that because it's not an absolute new construction?
Correct.
Okay, perfect. So I know that you and I have been talking, Markia, but are there any other decision makers in your home?
No, I just want to really see about the marketing tomorrow that'll be done on the home, just to make sure that we'll be able to get the best offers. Because I know right now people are asking over. So as you stated, we come up with a great price. I definitely want to be able to be competitive so that we can receive multiple offers.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, absolutely. So when choosing an agent, what would be the most important thing to you? What exactly are you looking for in your realtor?
And that's with me moving in 45 days, I would definitely say communication. I just want to be informed. I typically work from home, so call or text would be nice, just to know about the offers that come through, even if you just kind of forward them to me as they come in, and we can sit down and talk about them as they come through.
Okay, perfect. So what hours are good for you for me to contact you?
I say up until 8:00 p.m.
Okay, perfect. I just don't want to disturb you if you're, hard in the grind at home at work.
Understood.
All right, perfect. Well, I have kind of asked all my questions. Do you have any questions before I come tomorrow?
No, if I have any more, then I'll write them down and make sure I have them for you for when you come tomorrow.
Okay, perfect. And lastly, I am going to be dropping off a listing packet for you later today. Can you possibly take a look at that before we meet tomorrow?
Of course.
Okay, perfect. All right, Markia, just so you know, our meeting will only take about 30 minutes. Is that okay with you?
Sounds good.
All right, perfect. Well, I will be seeing you tomorrow then at 2:00. If anything changes or you have any other questions, please feel free to give me a call.
Okay, thank you so much. See you tomorrow.
See you then. Have a great day.
Bye.
Wow. Whoa. That was absolutely incredible. That was so good.
Cool.
That
I
was
love
so
thank you,
good.
Markia. That was cool.
You're welcome.
So good. I don't even think I
I
have
never role
anything.
played like that before, so it was kind of definitely new for me. I don't really role play.
So guys, first of all, I'm going to encourage, you don't want to practice on your clients. We practice before we get to our clients. It is very, very, very obvious that Melissa has practiced either with someone else or by herself or whatever, because you were on today. Okay. There's only one question I probably would have asked slightly differently. I'm like really digging here to critique you, but I might not have, or I might have asked that question like, when is a good time to contact you or whatever, for appointments. That's so unpredictable, right? And if somebody were to say like, please contact me between the hours of 5 and 7, and you get a call at 11 o'clock in the morning and they want to see the home at 1, then you're ultimately going to essentially be forced to do something against their wishes. Now, the way you ended up handling that with, I don't want to, disturb you if you're busy with your family or something, that you did that really, really well.
Okay.
Very, very good. There wasn't a lot. Markia kind of gave you an opening to try to fight her potentially. So she said, I want to sell for 630. And then she said that there's evidence of that there's sales for 590 and 600. So you could have, and I'm very glad you didn't. This is not the time to fight them on this, right? Say, well, why would your home sell for 630 if that one's selling for 590, right? Just you can have that discussion later if you find it to be necessary. Do not fight them on the phone when you're pre-qualifying the appointment. Okay, so you did not
Sure.
take the bait on that. Great job. Oh man, you did so good, so good.
Cool. Thank
Anyone
you.
else have any thoughts or comments?
I thought it was great. I thought you guys did a really good job, and Melissa, especially since you're driving. The only thing I'd say is everyone's got a word that they use like over and over and over again, and yours is perfect. Like you said perfect about 30 times. So just
Okay.
like everyone's got one that they just keep saying. Just come up with like a few others to like throw in there as your transition like word. That would be my
Sure. I
only.
gotta like excellent, perfect. That's great. I gotta rotate them.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Like find some others.
thank you for pointing that out, Ryan.
Yeah, I mean, it's just everyone's got it. Like everyone has one that they say over and over.
Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, I didn't even realize I was doing it until you said
Well,
it.
no one
so.
ever does until someone says it. Now you'll think about it and you're like, oh, I got to come up with some other words to throw in there.
That's why we do this, guys, is so we see where we naturally go. So naturally, Melissa might use that word a lot. Now that she's heard that feedback, I mean, she was great. She had great energy on the phone. She was acknowledging everything they were saying. She was making them feel good. She was complimenting them on their beautiful house. All that is perfect. Perfect. But it's important that she hears that so that she can be somewhat intentional around not overusing that word. Like my word, we've talked about this before, is I say the word right a lot. Right. So see, it just naturally comes out of my mouth. So if I don't want somebody to hear what I say and say that dude says right a lot, then I need to be better at being intentional about using other phrases. Right there. See, yeah, we all got our word, like Ryan said. Actually, I wanted to talk about kind of the opposite thing of what Ryan just said, which is not only should we be examining the words that we commonly use, we should be examining the words that the listener commonly uses. Right. So there was one or two words that Markia said fairly often, and I'm drawing a blank on what it is right now. But what we want to do is we want to make note of that. And this is a language skill called keyword backtracking. And so if let's say that she uses the word organized, or clean, or I'm just coming up with a random word, a lot in her regular dialogue, make note of that, because when you are speaking with them or presenting to them, if you use that word, subconsciously, there's more alignment in the rapport. You see what I'm saying? I have to go back and listen to this video and see exactly what word Markia said when I realized it. But just be very aware of the words that your listener is using. And if you reuse those words, or you use those words in a slightly different way later, it resonates with the listener and they don't even realize it's happening.
And I think that just
Y'all
comes
follow
with practice. That just comes with practice when you've done the questions enough that they just roll off your tongue and you don't have to think about what you're asking. You can listen for the answers. That's just something that happens naturally. And Melissa, I just wanted to say, I agree. I think both of you did just amazingly well. The energy that I was going to comment on that, it was absolutely pleasant. It would have been a fun conversation to have with you as an agent. And the only thing I would say is, and I might have missed it because I got frozen a little bit, but I might dig into details about the house more, like number of bedrooms, baths, verify that. I heard the basement, so you might have already done that. And just verify, like, have you made any upgrades in the past 5 years, to see, what's your kitchen like, that kind of thing. Just dig into those details a little bit more so you can be a little bit more prepared. But I thought it was fabulous.
Yeah, great point. Guys, if I listened to this and I heard Melissa say the way present the way, or ask those questions the way she asked, there would be no way that I would think this is a woman that's been in the business for a couple months. Not a chance. Phenomenal. Okay, but as we all know, you don't get to be confident and proficient and not stumble all over your words without a little practice. So I'm going to encourage everybody, if you don't have anyone that you're currently practicing with, or you have not committed to practicing on your own, Melissa is, and she's going to take your market share, right? Our client, our competition, we cannot allow our competition to outwork us. You see what I'm saying? Right?
Right. Or you guys can come join me on Tuesdays at 10 o'clock and we can role play in person at the office.
Perfect.
I love this. Okay, so for the next little while, we're going to do Tuesdays from 10 to 11 at the Market Center in the little side room that's kind of makes a triangle with my office, the big room, and over near where that the TV and the couch are, we'll be over there. Just doing more of this, practicing. Right? You hear an objection, you get comfortable handling it. If I say, Tracy, I don't want to pay you 3%. Do you want to have already rehearsed how you're going to respond to that 100 times? Or do you want to be like, well, okay, well, I'll take 2. Right? Because if you're unprepared, then you're just going to give in. If you're prepared, then you're going to present a different angle or a different way that the seller ought to think about what they've requested of you, such that they say, oh yeah, I guess, gosh, that other person that agreed to take 2%, they must be poor negotiators. And my job as a seller is to hire the best negotiator I can find. Isn't that right? Okay. Thank you, guys. Today's going to be a little shorter just because of Bold. I just want to remind everyone, again, the holidays are coming up, starting in about a week. Most realtors will pack it in and they'll resurface in February, and then they'll wonder why they got no business. So I'm going to encourage you, work really hard over the next 2 weeks. Go get your numbers, go book your appointments, go add the people to your database. Like, work really, really hard over the next 2-3 weeks so you can really, not have to stress about working and hitting your goals at the end of the month with Thanksgiving, right? Let's hit the numbers before Thanksgiving so you can go have fun at the end of the month. Make sense? All right, guys, have a bold day. See you soon.